the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. There he is. Rick, man, we've got the Legends Night coming back to Raw, January 4th. You must be excited to see some old pals.
It's my favorite night. That is my second favorite night to WrestleMania, when everybody comes for the event as well. But I love these Legend reunions. Yep, they're great.
And speaking of which, we saw you recently where Charlotte, your daughter, made her return, her long-awaited return.
Yes.
Man, she looks fresh and reinvigorated, motivated.
Yeah.
The time off done her the world of good.
Beg your pardon?
I said the time off probably done her the world of good.
Yeah, she's just fabulous. She's been waiting. She's been so excited, and I don't know the particulars of what the decision was and how it worked out, but she came back that night. But I think that the injury to Lana had something to do with. I mean, obviously it did, but I didn't know. I don't ever ask because I don't want to. I feel like I like to be as surprised as the fans are, and I was there to see it, so it was a phenomenal. For me, it was the best. For her, it was even better. So, and I'm sure the fans were as excited as I was.
Oh, how can you not be, right? Because her chemistry with or against Asuka is amazing. How excited you to see her paired with her once again, one of her greatest opponents.
Yes, for sure. Boy, they set the world on fire every time they touch.
Yeah, can't deny that. Can't deny that at all. And we're talking about Legends Night, Rick. And I mean, listen, 10 minutes is tough for me to go into your legendary career, but I am going to try and touch on a couple of subjects just to get a few words from yourself. Now, one of them, because I see that he's going to be in attendance on the night too, is Carlito. And one of the favorite things on like wrestling internet is the promo where you absolutely light up Carlito back in the day and tell him to get motivated. I just want to get some thoughts on that, like how much did was it just on the day? Did someone say you were going to do this and you kind of went off the cuff?
No.
How did it
go? Absolutely. What happened was I had just gotten my ass chewed out by Vince McMahon. Literally 10 minutes before that. That's the God's honest truth.
God damn.
Vince chewed my ass out and told me that one of those things where I needed to lead by example, not put myself, in other words, not worry about what I was doing, that he was worried that he'll take care of me or whatever he does. But he had just worn my ass out, and I walked back in the locker room, and Bruce Pritchard was there. Then Bruce said, "Hey, we need you to cut a promo on Carlito." I said no problem. That's the guy that is truth. No script, nothing. He just said go out there and say something about him leaving the building and not doing that. And I gave him everything that Vince gave me and more.
Did you? God damn, you absolutely lit him up. What did he say to you after the camera went off? Because it was a magic.
He didn't say anything. I've known his dad. He wouldn't say a word to me. His dad and I are best friends.
That's so good. Man, you had a ton of great promos like that in that time. Another one that I shared.
Yeah, no shit. I had just left Vince, and Vince had just torn me up. It was something to do along the lines of what I said about you're supposed to be you. Don't you remember who you are? I don't want to hear about your self-confidence issues. He tore me up about being Ric Flair and all. I said, I don't know who Ric Flair is anymore. So when Bruce said that, I just said, no problem.
Man, that is awesome. Like I said, you had a ton of great promos like that in that time. I remember as well where Triple H picked you, I think, to face him for the title one night on Raw. And you were like, who's the best? be at your best, and you proper tore into him about how you know, oh man,
Oh yeah, that's another night. I just relived that. I played that. I tweeted that the other day.
Yeah,
where I got to Greenville, which is my backyard. They said you're wrestling 100, and I wasn't even ready. I mean, they kept putting me in these situations just to, it wasn't to rib me, but it was like they just wouldn't settle for me being any less than they knew I could be. But I had so many problems with self-confidence back then. I can give you 100 examples. That once you lose it, and especially when you're getting older, it's just so hard to bring it back. Does that make sense?
yeah, of course, I understand.
Yeah, it's. I wish I could explain to you, but if you haven't experienced it, it's funny. If it was a no pressure situation, I had no problem. But if it was the main event, and every time when you're wrestling, Hunter, or Sean, or Taker, or any number of guys, but 4 or 5 that were really. Then I just put so much pressure on myself that the self-confidence issues rolled in, and that's I've discussed it openly for years with people, but until you have actually experienced that, it's you listen to me speak it and say this, and then you think like everybody else, how could that be possible? It's Ric Flair. Well, it was hard for me, but when it was over, it was so rewarding. And I would say thank you to everybody. And then I would just walk away myself thinking, why can't I just be me? Because physically I felt great. I mean, I've got no aches or pains, but if the mental wheels, I just couldn't make them turn at the same speed that my body wanted to perform at.
Well, I mean, I can only obviously imagine from my perspective, because at the end of the day, my name isn't Ric Flair, and I didn't, you've built it to such a level where you only could feel the weight of it, right? And I feel like it's something where, Undertaker was talking about recently how he picked you for your WrestleMania match. So he was given the chance of Rob Van Dam and Ric Flair, and straight away he said, "Nope, I want Ric Flair. Like I want that Ric Flair." Talk about how much that meant to you, and B, like, it just shows you how WrestleMania matches are so they can happen or they can't on the drop of a dime. Are there any others that were meant to happen for you in WWE that you know of, or that you wanted to happen that didn't?
No, I was in every possible scenario. Wrestling Taker at 18, and then that when Vince said you're gonna retire, and then I had about 8 or 9 matches, one with him and then Randy, and knowing that Sean was picked me as an opponent, and God, I mean, the pressure was on, but it was once again, when it was over, it was so rewarding, and people were going, God, that was a great match. And to me, I was average at best. Sean was great, but once again, if people like you that respect me and follow our industry, if you guys think it was great, then I can finally live with that. I didn't think it was great, but I think a lot of it, I think the emotion was at a very high level because it was real. You can't ever act out or put emotion in place that's not real. So it was very real for me, and it has been for years. I look back on it now, and every time they do WrestleMania moments or they do these 24s that impact you, not only your personal but professional life, it's for me, it's one great memory after another. And on all the stuff that I went through in WCW, where I was so beaten down and demoralized, that's all behind me now. So I'm just happy and couldn't be happier. I'm married to a beautiful woman that supports me through everything, and has, and when I was sick, and my life could not be better.
And that is awesome.
Now the Queen's back to work, and I can take a deep breath and relax again.
Yeah. Well, you know, just to finish up here, last one from myself. And you know, you talked about your WrestleMania matches there. One you didn't mention that I personally enjoyed, and I mean this from the build to the actual match itself too, was Evolution versus Rock and Sock. Like, you know, you and the
Oh
Rock,
yeah, that was great. Yes, it was. I
you,
enjoyed that a lot.
you
But
and the
yeah,
Rock. You know, for me,
I
that's massive. You and the Rock.
yeah, I never felt any pressure in that one because it was a tag match. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously I felt the pressure, but it's different when it's a tag match. And yes, I had a lot of fun. That stuff with The Rock was great, and Foley and all that stuff was great. It's just when I was there by myself, but to be with Randy and Dave and Madison Square Garden and everybody that came along with it, from Pete Rose to Donald Trump and every celebrity in town that could get in. That was WrestleMania 20. It was a hard ticket to get. So, and my son was there, and it was really just a great time and a great experience.
One of the most underrated pops in Raw history is when The Rock comes back to confront Evolution, and he's lighting you up on the ropes, and he does the Flair strut. You sell it
Yeah,
amazing. What a time that was, man.
yeah. No, I love him. He's great. I never really got to wrestle him in a high profile match. We were on Raw one time for 4 minutes, and boy, I was just petrified because I've known him since he was 12 years old, worked with his dad so many times, and by the time we got down to it, so we didn't have much of a match there, and I was disappointed that I let him down. But yeah, we remain friends, and my wife and his mom are good friends, and we stay in touch. So, and who couldn't what his success couldn't happen to a nicer guy. So
I
God
got
bless him.
I got to say, Rick, you put yourself. I know you hold yourself to incredible standards, but you put yourself down too much, my friend. I adore the work that you've given us, and I've been able to enjoy. So thank you so much for your time
Thank
today,
you.
and thank you for all of your contributions. I can't wait to see the Nature Boy again on
I
Raw.
know. Hey, you guys stay healthy, okay? God bless you.
I can't wait to see you on January 4th.
All right, sir. Thank you. I'll steal it for you. Woo!
My man, thank you so much.